Fantastic new fancy programming from a new TV channel, Kunt TV. With exciting shows such as Kunt Real Life Stories.
I just, I loved her so much. She was everything. It was just the way that the sun used to catch the hair in her eyes, and I told her everything, and now she's gone. And, she wasn't just a wife. She was my best friend. She's the first person I could say I truly loved. We did everything together. We just did. It just makes me start thinking back to all the fun we had, and the family were great. And there's so fucking much, and I just miss her. I really miss her.
But you killed her, didn't you?
Yeah.
Kunt Talk, bringing you discussions that will change life.
Hello and welcome back to Off Topic with me, your host Alan Prendergast. I'm here with my friend John Stevens. Today we're talking about fruit baskets. So George, when was the last time you went to McDonald's?
I was never in the people.
And next week we'll be talking about wood.
And if that wasn't enough Kunt for you, new Kunt films, watchy. Beginning with a new horror film, When the Lights Go Out and Come Back On Again.
Oh my god, the lights are... Who's there? Who's here? Who? What? Oh, they're on again.
And the story of one man's eternal struggle, Mr. Benson and his grabs for attention.
John. I got a funny story. John.
If you are not so scared so pants are wet now, then brace yourself for Don't Go Into the Kitchen.
Is that me?
And the sequel, Don't Go Into the Kitchen 2, Don't Go Into the Living Room.
Oh, someone farted in here.
And Don't Go Into the Kitchen 3, Don't Go Into the Bedroom.
Oh, that smells like shit.
And Don't Go Into the Kitchen 4, Don't Go Into the Guest's Bedroom.
Oh, it's like it's in my mouth. Oh, Jesus.
And finally, Don't Go Into the Kitchen 5, Don't Go Into the Passage.
Oh, I'm moving. That's it.
Now, before the magic casts on you and changes things for better good things, Kunt Films are proud to present Mr. Pentop 3, Pentopia.
Hello? Hello? What? Why are you saying horrible things to me? Reveal yourself! Who is this? Reveal yourself! What? Pardon? I can't hear you, it's a bad line, I'm afraid. Who is this? Reveal yourself to me! Reveal yourself to me! Bye bye. I didn't know I had a phone.
Hello, and welcome to Question Time with, well, he's just really known as the actor, so not many people like you.
No, I had a bad childhood that I think is reflected in my art. My father was a very abusive woman, and he would often drink. I mean, we're talking sometimes one, maybe even two small glasses of wine a night, and occasionally he would drink so much that he would turn into a werewolf. I'm not sure if that was, looking back, if that was maybe a child's perception, maybe inflated fantastically, or if I'm even talking sort of metaphorically, as he would turn into a primal beast in front of my youthful eyes. My mother was a lovely man. She passed away before I was born, unfortunately, so I didn't really get to know her.
How come you decided to take the role again after two really average performances?
I think performances are almost mystical. I think of myself as more of the only way I can sort of put it in human terms is sort of almost a supernatural, a force more than an actor, like a whirlwind of emotion, like a descending staircase of talent, if you will. But when I was offered the role, and then I took it, if you like. I'm not sure what the term is when you're an actor. You have, I suppose, it's work. When I got the role, I took it, and quite frankly, there was nothing I wanted more at the time, because I was in my house and I thought, I mean, what other parts are there now? I mean, you've done Pentop 1, and then I did Pentop 2. I mean, I've done other stuff in between for the same director. The director and I've worked a lot together. We did Spewy Bill, How Long Have You Been Here? Then the sequel, How Did You Get In? And the third time, Can You Please Go? I mean, I've done some films for the money, like Is This Your Skateboard? And I'm sure you went down the shop a minute ago. Did you bring any bread or not? But I've got a mouth to feed. I haven't got mouths. No one seems to want to marry me. But I have got a mouth to feed, and obviously, it's just like any other profession. You're gonna go and you're gonna do some terrible films in exchange for the cash. But then Pentop 3 came along with the director, and he said, "Look, you're the only person that will work with me, and that I want to work with, and that we'll work together." And I said, "Well, you've ticked all my boxes there. I mean, I like working with you. You like working with me. We like working together, and no one else will work with us." So it just sort of came together in a really nice, beautiful package with a ribbon on top of talent that I did up. And I think that people are going to see a different side to me in this film. I mean, they'll find out that there's nothing I can't do.
Do you think this performance will top the many other roles you've recently done?
Yes, I think this is the one I'm going to be remembered for. I mean, it's not only, usually you get a sequel, the third film, and it's sort of a cash in and references the first two. No, this is cinema vérité. This is somewhere else. It's going to take you somewhere that you can't get to in a Nissan or any car. You can't even get there on a train. If you get in a plane and say, "Take me there," they'll say, "We can't, because you're not watching Pentop 3, and that's the only way you can get there." It's not even a physical or metaphysical form of transport to get to this film will take you. And I think that when I die, possibly in thousands of years, hopefully thousands of years, if that book on voodoo wasn't a lie that I bought recently, then it's going to, people watch it for the years to come, and they'll unveil it after the end of civilization. Aliens will land and find Pentop 3 and blow the dust off the real, or possibly CD or whatever data format it's stored in. I'm not sure. I'm not involved in that side of things. And then they'll watch it and they'll think, Jesus, these, humans, wow, and who is that really handsome man?
There's been a rather large gap in between your last couple of films. Have you been up to much with your free time?
Yeah, there was. It was. I drank a lot, and I drank more, and then and then there was a bit of drinking, and then I think I fell asleep for a bit, and then I drank more, and then got thirsty, so I had a drink, and I drank.
One final question for the viewers. Are you moving your chair closer to me?
What? Here we are on the set of Mr. Pentop 3 with the director. What made you make a sequel to Pentop 1 and 2?
That's a tough question, but with a very easy answer. After Spewy Bill wasn't quite the financial success I hoped it to be, I remortgaged my house thinking there's only one thing that's going to really grab people's attention, and it's Pentop 3. So it was kind of the time was right that it's going to become a massive hit, because it's just such a well-tuned film. After the first two, we know what we're doing now, we know what we're going to achieve, and it's just so right. It feels so right.
And was the actor in this film, was it your first choice for the lead role?
Oh yeah, I mean you couldn't not do this film without him. I mean, it was like Indiana Jones without Harrison Ford, or that kind of caliber. Fans would just want him back, just want him, because he embodies Mr. Pentop. I mean, he brings things to this film that I couldn't get out of any actor. I mean, when the actor got out of rehab, which was an indie ska band he was in, and I mean, for a long time we didn't think he was going to get out of it, but he managed to negotiate his way out. After the fire, he managed to get out. So, sorry, what was the question again?
Was this actor your first choice for the role, and were there any other choices?
Yeah, I mean, there was another choice, but my mother was very busy at the time, so I got him to come back. So I was really proud of that.
So what have you been doing since Pentop 2, between Mr. Pentop 2 and Mr. Pentop 3?
Well, there's been a lot of creative process. You can't just do a film of this magnitude, just on the fly. I mean, there was a period of time I was unfortunately trapped in my house, as people threatened that if I come out and make Pentop 3, they would drag me, my parents, and my friends and burn the house down with us in it. And I felt that was a bit of an overreaction. I mean, Pentop 2 didn't quite create the buzz we had hoped, but I didn't think fans would take it that bad. But after they finally got bored and went away, I managed to come out and make this film. And it was so good. I mean, I could talk about my past successes and, Spewy Bill and, even though it wasn't as great as I thought it would be, but, and all the other classics that will be, revered for years to come. I mean, just, what colour's your lampshade? I think it's an off shade of brown, you think it's an off shade of red. I mean, it was a great film with a great message, but it won't do what Pentop 3 does, which, in my eyes, is the most perfect film ever made. And I won't let anyone else tell me differently. Not, the fans, the critics, my angry grandfather, none of them. None of them will convince me that it's not the most perfect film ever made. So, well, that's that.
So, where do you see the Mr. Pentop series and your career moving from here onwards?
Well, I originally wanted to make this one in space, as I thought it was the best place to go. But our sponsors said, if you fucking do that, we'll take the film and throw it into the deepest ocean. So, I thought, right, now where can we go from there? If it's not space, where do we go? So I thought, why don't we go to a very similar location that's slightly different and definitely isn't my sister's flat. So after that, I picked this location and we shot it. So now, if this can do what I expect it to do, I'd either go to space, or possibly the universe, or the entire Galacticus, or possibly in an alternate reality where it's my sister's flat. So, really, I think it could go anywhere, really. It doesn't matter where I'm going or where I've gone, but where I haven't gone. So, that's really my answer to that question. Is just, more importantly, go see the film. So there will definitely be many sequels that are all slightly better than the others. Because we've hit perfection, slightly better is better than perfection, and then even better than better of perfection, till you'll have even better than better than better than perfection, and it'll just be the greatest film you'll ever see.
And just before we wrap the interview up, is there anything else you'd like to say?
I'd like to ask the fans, the non-fans, and my close relatives, can you stop putting shit through my letterbox? Because it's starting to make the house smell, and that's really putting off my creative process, and it's deeply hurting me inside. So I'd ask, can you just stop doing that?
Thank you very much. And have a great evening. I hope the film does well.
It's not you, is it?
No,
Oh, good.
it's definitely not me.
Ah, good. Because,
You can smell my fingers if you want.
that'd be a bit creepy, but, there's a...
Would it be creepy?
It may be a bit creepy, but...
Is it because you want it to be creepy that makes it creepy, or is it creepy from the start?
I think it'd start off creepy, and then slide into the very creepy. Especially because you're my nan. So I think it'd get even creepier and really, really upset the viewers at home.
So do you want to smell my fingers?
Maybe.